Hello everyone, today we will see Vivo iQOO 11 5G phone, its detailed specs, its pros and cons, and my verdict on the phone. So without further ado, let's start this video. First we will see all the specialities associated with this phone. Number 1, it is India's first smartphone with Snapdragon 8 Generation 2 processor. Number 2, the phone with highest ever Antutu score of more than 1.3 million. Number 3, India's first 2K Hz AMOLED LED display. And number 4, India's first phone to implement UFS 4.0 storage standards. Next we'll discuss about the colors. It comes in two variants, the alpha variant with matte black finish and the white color legend variant with vegan leather back having BMW motorsport stripe color. Now we'll discuss about the display. The phone has a massive 6.78-inch A6 LTPO 4 AMOLED display. The A6 panel gives a peak brightness of 1800 nits, and the LTPO4, the LTPO stands for low temperature polycrystalline oxide display. It gives two things. First, variable refresh rate, where we can have any refresh rate between 1 Hz and 120 Hz, and it also gives partial refresh rate, where one half of the screen will have one refresh rate and the other half will have another refresh rate, thereby improving battery life. Resolution is 2K 1440 by 3000 pixels. Refresh rate is 144 Hz, but be very careful about this. It is clearly mentioned here that 144 Hz is only available in Genshin Impact game through grain frame interpolation, 120 Hz in user interface. So the actual frame rate is 144 Hz in games, 120 Hz in user interface. Next, it provides HDR10+ support in Netflix and YouTube, 20:9 aspect ratio, 518 ppi density, 1 billion colors, protection Corning Gorilla Glass Victus, and it has in-display fingerprint scanner. Next, coming to the processor. As I mentioned before, it is India's first smartphone with Snapdragon 8 Generation 2, very powerful processor made by TSMC under 4nm process. Coming to the benchmarks, Antutu version 9 1301399, Geekbench single core 1476 and multi-core 4671, and the GPU is Adreno 740, very powerful. Next, coming to the RAM and ROM. The RAM, we have two variants, 8GB and 16GB LPDDR5X, the fastest one in market right now. And the ROM, we have two variants, 128GB having UFS 3.1, and be careful, UFS 4.0 is available in 256GB variant only. But the only drawback is there is no slot for memory expansion. Next up, we have the camera. The rear camera has a triple camera setup with 50MP main camera with Samsung GN5 sensor and OIS, 13MP telephoto camera with 2x optical zoom, and 8MP ultra-wide camera. Regarding the recording facilities, we have 8K at 30 fps, 4K at 30 to 60 fps, and 1080p at 30, 60, 120, and 240 fps. Now the 50MP with OIS, great image quality with good colors and good dynamic range. 13MP telephoto camera, okay only. Only downside, 2x optical zoom, they should have given 3x or 5x at least. 8MP ultra wide, that is downright bad. Coming to the front camera, we have 16MP punch hole selfie camera, recording 1080p at 30 frames per second only, not even 60. The downside, no 4K recording capability. Full HD videos are limited to 30 frames per second only, not even 60, and no optical image stabilization. Next up, we have the battery. The phone has a massive 5000 mAh battery. We have 120 watt fast charging or flash charging with 0 to 50% charging in under 8 minutes. It provides a screen on time of 7 hours. That's pretty impressive for a flagship phone. Now, the only drawback with this phone is there is no wireless charging coming with this phone. Next up, we have the OS. It's FunTouch OS based on Android 13, and Vivo is providing 3 years of software updates all the way to Android 16 and 4 years of security updates. The downside, lots of bloatware seen in a flagship phone, which is not recommended at all. Next up, we have the V2 chip. Now, the V2 chip as mentioned here is for gaming and imaging, two functions rolled in one. It's an upgraded hardware for enhanced air performance and the latest game frame interpolation technology to offer high frame rates tailored for gaming and videos. So what it basically does is it helps in low light photography, number one, and next it helps in game frame interpolation, whereby through motion prediction and motion compensation, the dedicated V2 chip boosts the regular frame rates of frames to 144 fps for supreme smoothness and for richer and immersive experience. Next, the speakers. We have dual stereo speakers of extremely good quality. Downside, no Dolby Atmos support. Coming to connectivity, we have good 5G connectivity in both Airtel and Jio SIMs, NFC, Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.3 and dual 4G voice over LTE. Now we will see the pros and cons associated with this phone. The pros: number one, excellent display, powerful processor Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, fastest RAM and ROM standards LPDDR5X and UFS 4.0, great gaming phone with vapor chamber cooling technology, great battery life 5000 mAh, lightning fast charging, 120 watt charging and good connectivity. Coming to the cons of this phone, there is no Dolby Atmos support in this phone, no 4K recording in front camera, 1080p recording at 30 frames per second only, not even 60 frames per second, no optical image stabilization, average wide angle and ultra wide angle camera, no IP rating, no wireless charging, no memory slot for expansion, Type-C port, USB 2.0 speed only, and lots of bloatware in a flagship phone. And what's my verdict on this phone? If you're looking for a phone with a good display, good gaming phone and good battery, go for this phone. If camera is a preference, I don't recommend this phone at all. But if you are still doubtful about decision, then wait for S23 to be unpacked on February 1st or the OnePlus 11 to be launched on February 7th. And my honest take is, if you are able to get this phone between 50 and 55k Indian rupees, then I feel it's a very good deal for this price range. Any price above 55k, I feel it's a bit exuberant. That's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe. See you next time. Take care and bye.